Hello, this is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, a part of Redbud Realty and Associates. And I want to talk about some interesting statistics I've been reading over in the last week. And I'm addressing people in Oklahoma City who've had their house for sale and not been able to sell it, or thinking about putting their house on the market and you don't have much equity. And what prompted me to really get into this is we're about to do a short sale listing where the house had been on the market for a long time. The price was way too high, and the people had not made a payment for a year and a half. And for some reason, they were still in the home. When we asked him the question, now, did the previous realtor give you a net sheet? She said, no, I never received a net sheet. And so without a net sheet from a realtor, you have no earthly idea whether you have enough equity in your home to sell it in the first place. Now, recent statistics coming out from the federal government, Realty Track, other organizations are estimating right now that over 28% of the United States homeowners in the United States are underwater. In other words, if they pay the normal cost and sell their home, then they have to bring money to closing. Or even without that, they have to bring money to closing. But I saw another interesting take on this, which is if you take the amount of money it costs to sell a home. In other words, let's say you're right on the edge or you have a little bit of equity, but you're paying real estate commission, the buyers has to pay closing costs, you have things that you have to pay, and you can sell your home. And of course, the idea of selling your home is to buy another home. That's typically why people want to put their homes on the market if they're not quote-unquote distressed and way behind on their mortgage. Well, that number goes up to half the homeowners in the United States. In other words, if you're expecting to sell your home, not bring money to closing, and then have sufficient money to go ahead and buy that next house, then half the American public can't do that at this point. So I have a novel suggestion for you. If you meet with me or another realtor that is trying to do the responsible thing, you need to ask the right questions. First of all, you need to have a serious net sheet. Best case scenario, worst case scenario, and then likely scenario. So you just get more than a realtor's idea that he's going to just do an incredible job and work really hard for you and try to sell the home. You need to look at different scenarios. The other thing is that you need to know why you're selling the home. If you're selling the home to get out of it because it's really hurting you, even if you're current on your mortgage, but you're going to rent after that, fine. But here's a novel suggestion. If the idea is to sell your home and to buy another home, then what I want you to do is base your net sheet that you get from the realtor on not only what you're getting out of the transaction over the mortgage amount and the closing cost amount, but also, is that amount enough to buy the next home, which was the reason why you put it on the market in the first place. This is where you and your realtor need to communicate honestly, and you need to have a downside that you're looking at, and then at that point you need to decide, well, if I can't buy another house, then can I stay in the house that I'm in without having it have a terrible impact financially on me and my family? So these are important questions. You may need a short sale, you may need to stay in your house, you may need to adjust the way that you're thinking about real estate. This is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, where we deliver traditional real estate values at the speed of technology.